And we got a banger for you today because for episode number 100, I want to talk about the reason why we need to say I do to multiple people. You're doing.
Don't be telling people about our bedroom talk.
We'll cut that out. But it just gets better.
Here's a question for you. Is marriage overrated?
Why aren't people getting married anymore?
A new Pew Research poll found that 2 in 5 young adults think marriage is an outdated tradition.
Marriage rates are at their lowest right now.
Is marriage really even worth it?
More than half of marriages end in divorce.
If you get married, you have to be stuck with this person for the rest of your life, right? That's why you get married. So that's why it's declining. Why would you get married if you want to have just one partner when you can have multiple?
Marriage is stupid.
Welcome to the Married AF podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest marriage and relationship podcast in the world. We're your hosts, Matthew and Monica Powers, and there's a reason to celebrate today, baby.
Tell me.
Today, and I didn't realize this until we went to go post the very last episode that we did. But our last episode was episode number 99. So today marks episode number 100 of our podcast. Can you believe that?
No.
No, I can't believe we lasted this long at all.
I can't believe we're still doing this.
I can't believe we're still doing this either, but some way, somehow we did. So before I did,
Did you not bring one of those confetti things to pop? Go, woo, 100.
The mess that is. No.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
It makes me think of those people that we think are funny where they always, like, it's a whipped cream balloon.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember their names right now, but
everyone will know who they are. But yes, they hide and shoot
and
the
laugh
little
and laugh
Nerf
and
guns
laugh.
and laugh and pow, pop the balloons.
I would be livid because I had to clean it up. Not only do I have to clean myself up.
Now I got to clean up all the stuff.
Right.
And yeah, no, so I'm not bringing a confetti cannon or anything in here because the mess that would cause. No thanks. No thanks. We would just live in that mess because
anybody else can happily do it, and we will happily watch them.
Yes, send us all the videos of confetti cannons celebrating our 100th episode. But just to show you how in tune we are with that, didn't even realize it was that until I went to go post the last one. This is at episode 99. I was like, oh, well, that means our next one is going to be our 100th, which is a pretty huge milestone because very few podcasts ever make it to 100 episodes. It's like less than 5% ever make it to 100. So
wow,
maybe we're in rare company, but I did decide to look and see like, all right, so we've done 100 of these things and no, we haven't been totally consistent because, you know, life. But so far as the time we're recording this between our downloads for the podcast, which is Apple and Spotify and Amazon and all the billions of different platforms there are, and our YouTube, we are approaching 700,000 total downloads / views for our podcast.
Huh?
Yes, nearly 700,000 total. Nope, don't go grab anything. I see you thinking like, hold on, let me go check all this stuff.
Wrap my brain around.
It's hard to wrap your brain around a little bit, but we're like at 650 something thousand right now. So over the next month or so, we may approach that 700,000 mark. But could you believe that people actually have listened to us that often, have listened to my dumb voice that many times? So welcome to the Married AF podcast, self-proclaimed. Yeah.
No.
That many times. Is that not wild to think about? So as we hit number 100, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening and continuing to listen and download and watch and view. It's kind of overwhelming and humbling just a little bit to think that's that many people have listened to this.
It's not us.
It ain't us.
That's all God.
No, it's been the prayer from the beginning. Just take it to where you want it. And, but yeah, nearly 700,000 so far.
That's
absolutely unbelievable. So
nonsense.
Huge thank you to everyone. And we got a banger for you today. Because for episode number 100, I want to talk about the reason why we need to say I do to multiple people.
What?
Exactly. We need to be getting married and having multiple marriages in a sense. And I know the first thought is going to be like, what in the heck is this guy talking about? I thought this was married as followers. Is this some Old Testament stuff?
This AF ain't working with
ton
what
of
you're doing.
people who you are married to, yes, in a sense. But what I really want to talk
Old
about,
Testament, that used to just
Mary, Mary. This is not a
multiples.
This is not a poly podcast whatsoever.
Nor are we Mormon and have multiple partners.
No.
This is not the sister wives issue of married as followers.
No, this is no open relationship, swinging, none of that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. On the outset, that's what it sounds like. What the heck is he talking about? He's talking about marrying multiple people. Yes, we have to marry multiple people. And the reason I want to talk about saying I do to multiple people.
Tell me why.
Is because we need to, when we say I do and when we get married and we make that commitment, we evolve and we change over time.
Okay, I can
So
see that.
yes, you are saying I do. You have to be willing to say I do to multiple variations over the life of your marriage with your spouse, because we evolve and we change, and it's hopefully for the better.
How many times have you said I do?
Let's see. There's been this
Let's
time
not
and that
count
time.
them. Let's
do we
not
want to
count
go
them.
through the last?
Whoa.
I mean, if you really want to dig into it,
no.
I don't think we got enough time. We're not going to dig into that today. Maybe another day. But the idea of let's say I do to every variation of our partner, because we change and we evolve.
Yes.
And we don't just marry one single person. You're marrying every single version of that person over a lifetime. And we have to be willing to do that, because it's important for us to do that, because our culture is kind of become more about the wedding, and it's the one-time decision and the wedding day, and it's my day and all the
How many
stuff.
divorces do people have and then they get remarried? Makes me think of Sweet Home Alabama. Heck, how many times does your only daughter get married? Except for that
time
before.
Exactly. But in reality, successful marriages, you have to kind of be open-minded to that yes, my partner is going to evolve, and it's going to take repeated commitments, time over time over time, because we grow and we get better, and there's times where we struggle and there's times where we blossom, and it changes from time to time. So yes, we have to be willing to set the standard of I'm going to be marrying multiple people through this relationship, and how comfortable am I doing that?
That's the most crazy way to think about a marriage. How many times am I going to say I do to this person? I don't know. It depends on who she is this week.
Well, hopefully it's not that radical.
But that's where I'm going to at first. So you dive in on whatever you've got there.
All right. Well, I'm just going to kind of put it into the reality of it, is because I'm going to lay us out as the example. So everyone listening, it's okay. We're going to be the example here.
Yay.
Are you the same person you were when you were 25 years old?
No, bruh.
Exactly. Are you the exact same person?
You like how I said it like that? Like I was 25.
Are you the same person that you are when we first got married?
No.
Are you the same person you are when you were 35 years old?
No.
No. Are you the same person you were when we had our first child?
God, no.
Our second child?
No.
Exactly. That's my point.
I mean, physically, I'm completely different.
I mean,
mentally, I'm a lot better.
You are. Physically, you are too. You're like
You
fine
sweet.
wine, baby. It just gets better and better. And we'll get into that
That's
part
a
of it
different
too.
episode.
No, we'll get into that a little
What?
bit later too. But the truth is, we all go through shifts and different life circumstances. Is like having children. I mean, that kind of changes things a little bit. Jobs, different careers, job loss. There can be, deaths and tragedies that people experience in our families, and how to be able to navigate that. There can be pressures from the outside. There can be different, midlife crisis, which, happens to a lot of people. Like, what in the world am I doing? I've been doing this for 20 years. What am I doing with my life? So are we willing to say yes to that over the lifespan of the relationship? And I don't think anyone, when they get married, they're thinking about, oh my gosh, this may be a different person 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now.
I've never thought that.
No, you don't think about that. You think about that moment in that day. But the truth is, we grow and evolve.
Yeah. Like when we reminisce about the past, especially when we're talking about what we may have done 20 years ago to the kids, it's a, hey, do you remember when we blah, 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 blah. It's not a, you were so different back then. Oh my God, I hated you. No, we don't think like that. But
No.
I don't think that you were different than either. That's just what we did when we were in that moment.
Yeah, in our 20s, in our late 20s, early 30s, late 30s.
We were stupid.
We were stupid in a sense, and it's amazing that we made it out of that.
Yeah.
But the point being is we can't fall, I hate to say it this way, don't fall in love with the idea of just that person in that moment at that time, that's how they're going to be forever.
They're going to stay that way.
They're not going to stay that way. Are you willing to make that commitment that you're going to have to continue to grow, that, maybe when maybe when your husband does lose his job, you're going to be able to grow with him through that and be there for him through that. When your wife does have children and she is going through that, her body does change. She looks a little bit different than she did before. Men, are you going to continue to say I do to that version of your wife, that person you made that initial commitment to, however long ago that may be? Mm-hmm. So kind of want to talk about why people will drift during that time rather than come together and embrace it, because couples, they'll usually not split just because of a crisis or because they fail to keep pace with each other. It's more an example of how they're really not communicating what they're going through and how they're going through these changes in life.
Imagine that.
Shocker, right? I mean,
communication.
Who would have ever possibly thought that whatsoever? There was this one comment from someone where I was preparing for all this and in an article. This woman said, "We divorced not because of an affair or a fight. We just became two totally different people who never stopped to ask what that meant for our marriage." So instead of growing together, they just grew completely apart from each other, which can easily happen if you're more focused on my own individual life and my own individual growth. And it's important for us to have our individual growth.
Yes.
And for us to grow as, professionally and personally, but we have to be able to grow together.
That's like when you were becoming a pastor, like you were the one who was going to be on the platform. I instantly said, nope.
We both kind of fought that for a while.
But I was saying no because I said, I am not a pastor's wife. Don't you put that label on me, Ricky Bobby. No, I'm not going to be a pastor's wife.
Yet here we are.
It's been a minute since you've been speaking, so
it's been a little while.
I still don't claim to be a pastor's wife.
Seven years now. It's
2019.
2018 into 2019 ish. It's kind of wild and it's kind of crazy, but they grow apart. There's this idea that the reason we get married and the reason we have this person is I've got to find that one person for me, and I'm getting married for them to make me happy. But in God's design of marriage, it's not to have the person that's going to make you happy. It's to find that person and be united to that person who makes you holy, because that's what we are supposed to do. It's not about finding the one, but it's about, am I becoming the one that God created me to be for this person, for us to become one and for us to grow together and be holy together. That's what this whole thing is all about.
So me using you as an example right there as a pastor was just perfect for you to go into that little sentence.
I guess so.
Because in my head, because I don't even know what you got there. In my head, all I'm thinking of is, okay, well, we have single AF starting soon.
Yes,
not
we
podcast,
do. Just some few. Yeah, not a podcast. Not a podcast.
But we're doing it as a small group because we've been asked over and over. We love your podcast. We love listening to you guys. You have great marriage advice. But what about us single people? I said, I don't really know anything about being a single. Sorry. What am I supposed to do? I don't know nothing about being single, but we can give you the priorities that you need to align for when you do have that person that you are starting to date and you want to grow with them. We can give you those things to help you with a relationship.
Oh, totally. And I think
all I can think of was this is perfect to take to single AF.
Yes, and
let them know, hey, you're not just going to marry one person. They're going to be, what?
Yeah, you're not marrying one person. You know, some people are gonna be like, "Wait, what?" Some people are gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I can," because they don't fully get it. And I could see as we go through that single AF journey, I could see us kind of having a series here for the single people, and I think a lot of married people could probably get a lot out of that,
especially if they're not growing together. They're kind of on a rocky road right now, not really sure what's going on, and they don't want to derail.
Correct.
It would be very,
I think it'd be very, very helpful. Now, you said one thing as we've been getting ready for this small group with single AF that I love for you to share with everyone, because I think it's important, but it's about who are you chasing and how to find the right one as you're chasing, if you know the direction I'm going here.
It's the same thing I keep saying over and over to anybody that's asking me, well, how are we going to do this? What about this? Are the guys and the girls going to be together? Or blah, 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 all the things. And honestly, I don't have it all figured out. But the only thing that I keep repeating, and the only thing that I think the focus of the single AF small group should be, you need to run as fast as you can to Jesus. You don't look back. You just run as fast as you can. And when you can see somebody right beside you, when you're running that fast, and you just glance over, that might be the one that you can get on board with. Because if they're chasing Jesus just as fast as you are, match made in heaven, you know?
That's the one.
And
I mean, that's great for singles.
But every single person, even just having friends, people have different seasons of different life events and things change all the time. But when we still chase Jesus just as fast, no matter what it is, no matter what season, no matter what's going on, the people that are chasing Jesus just as fast as you are going to be there to help you continue to run that race.
Yes.
They're not going to let you fall behind.
When you get tired, and your legs are hurting, your knees are hurting, your back's hurting, you're breathing heavy. Exactly. So that's something anyone should be able to take with them. And you've said it perfect there, that we evolve and we change, and it's all part of exactly what we're talking about here. Is there's different versions of that person that you are saying yes to. So how do I do this? How do I practically say I do over and over and over and over again? What would you think would be one of the most important things to do to be able to make sure that you're saying I do over and over and over again?
Biblically? Or just in general?
Practically, in general. What's the easiest way to find out what's going on?
Communication.
Communication.
Talk. Use your words. I say that to our daughter all the time because she doesn't want to say the wrong thing to get in trouble or to stand out from the crowd or get noticed.
Yeah.
Because she's one asking questions.
Well, that's
so frustrating because I'm constantly, why did you let that happen? All you had to do was ask a question.
And that's the key. Ask questions. It takes me back to good old Ted Lasso. Be curious, not judgmental. How are we curious? We ask questions.
Yes. And even if you are scared to ask the question, I guarantee there is someone else thanking you for asking that question because they are way too scared to ask.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And just even, just in general, in like a group setting, someone's always wanting to ask the same question that you're asking.
Yeah, especially like a classroom setting.
Just be the one to raise your hand and ask the question, because there's probably a handful of people who are thinking, oh, thank God they asked that question. I wanted to, but I didn't want to sound stupid because I thought I might be only one. But continually ask questions. And when it comes to this context, ask your spouse questions. Like, hey, what's exciting you lately? What are you pumped up about? What are you really excited to do? What's your goal for the next few months? What's
after the what, you ask the why.
Yeah.
And you keep asking the why until you don't have an answer, because you can't ask why anymore because you already have all the answers.
Exactly.
And I don't know is not an acceptable answer.
No, you continue to ask why to find out why. And it's not to nail down on them and drill them hard and try to get answers out of them. But it's a true curiosity of, hey, where is my spouse in this moment? What is exciting you? What are you so excited about? Why are you excited about it? It kind of goes along, ask other questions is, what are you dreaming about now that maybe you didn't 5 years ago? How do you see our life now? What are you dreaming for the next 5 years to look like? Just that way you can make sure that you're on the exact same page. As one person said, after 15 years, my husband still asks me like it's the very first time, what lights you up lately? What lights you up lately?
That it's a different kind of question to ask me, because when you ask me that, it makes me not think of what I love or excited, what lights me up, what sets me on fire.
What fires me up,
what gets
pisses me
so
off.
Pissed off that I have to.
Well, of course, there's different versions of that. But
how would you ask me that question?
As far as what lights you up?
That same exact question, but worded different for me.
I would just ask more like, hey, what are you really excited about? What's something that's on your mind that you're excited about for the future?
I want to be Boston Red Sox season ticket holder.
Why?
Why not?
I don't have to ask many whys to that because you and I were aligned and on the same page with that.
What is wrong with you, Bowers? Why not?
So how do you continue to do this? Be curious, ask questions. Another way is to celebrate kind of as you've grown and as you've evolved. You talked about how we like to reminisce and we like to have fun and talk about that. It's not just nostalgia, but it's celebrating from where you were to where you are, because when we're in our 20s, we're kind of idiots and everything. And
no, kind of.
Well, we were major idiots and made a whole lot of mistakes. But we, in a sense, celebrate where we came from each and every time in every season of life we find ourselves in. We can go back and reminisce, and we remember a lot of the good times. We remember the fun stuff, and we can remember the negative too, and be like, thank God we were made it out of that. We shouldn't have, but by the grace of God, we did. And we celebrate the evolution that we've seen from that. So ask questions, celebrate your growth, and create milestones. I say create milestones in your life to be able to celebrate those. There's examples of that here. Vow renewals, that doesn't have to happen, but it can be a good thing.
It can be a great thing if you make it happen at Fenway Park.
You surprised me at Fenway Park doing that. Have an annual, they call it a State of the Union check-in, where you and your spouse, maybe you go away for a weekend and you do
together or
together.
Oh yeah.
Like you two go away for a weekend, and not just the oh yeah side, because I know where you're going with that, but that needs to be a part of it for sure. Your mind immediately went to, oh yeah. You're thinking about all of the things.
My bad.
I love to know where your brain goes.
I wish there was something you could put on my brain, like on my head. So whatever my thoughts are, you could like project it to a wall, or it just generates all the things. If that is a thing, oh my God, please, if anybody knows.
Well, if you remember in Back to the Future 2, when Marty goes to Doc's house when he's back in 1955 and he knocks on the door, Doc pulls him in and he puts the thing on his head, on his forehead right there. And then Doc was trying to read Marty's brain in that way. It did not work. It did not work. But
I feel like technology has come a long way since then.
It has. But
so, my gosh.
An annual State of the Union to, yes, get away and have some wild, crazy sex while you're away. There you go. Go nuts. Have fun with each other. Wear little clothing. But also set time aside for, hey, how was this past year? What are some real wins? What goals did we achieve? What are some things that we didn't achieve on? Let's find out why. Hey, what are our goals for next year? What would we like to achieve, professionally, for our marriage, for our kids, for our homes, spiritually, professionally? Just lay all that out on the line to find out, okay, where are we?
Leave your phone at home when you do that.
Yes.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Put it in the other room.
I mean, you can keep it, but
well, you need to keep
it,
especially if you got kids, because you never know. But definitely keep it away and have that conversation of, hey, here's the State of the Union. Here's where our marriage currently is. And this is how you continue to say I do over and over and over.
It makes me think,
again.
Because I feel like every State of the Union just, you only want to talk about the good stuff. You never want to talk about the bad. But at the end of each year, the thing that I do for this Powers Palace over here, our Powers Party of 4, I go through all of our pictures and do a whole year video of a recap of what we've done this year. And the kids, I think, well, of course the kids like it because they look at memories on my phone every single day. But when they get to see that all the things that we got to do in the year, it just makes them smile. Oh yeah, I remember blah, blah, blah. It releases endorphins.
Endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't choose their husbands.
They do not.
But you do that every single year and put that together, and we always watch it and enjoy it.
Maybe that's something you should do as a couple.
Maybe it is. And we always say the same thing after that. God, we got to be better about taking pictures. We got to take more pictures. And we've been saying that for 15 years and have.
That's why we started going on vacation with people we love, and they're constantly taking pictures, and we have picture albums that we share.
Helps fill in our lack just a little bit.
I might have 100 pictures out of a week, and theirs is like 400 each. And I'm like, yay, pictures.
Yay, pictures, we made it. So those are some practical steps to be able to continue to say I do to your spouse, because it's going to, they're going to grow over time. And here's some benefits, some huge benefits of that. It creates a stronger emotional resilience. That you're going to be able to persevere through anything. When you know where your person is at, what they're going through, what they've been through, and you've been there every step of the way and don't feel like they're just a roommate who lives on the other side of the house and you're growing apart. When you do experience difficulty, when there is job loss or cancer or a health problem or parenting stress, or you lose a parent or whatever crazy thing may happen, you are strong. And that's not going to be something that just rips you apart, because that stuff can be hard.
Yeah. I mean, you're meeting them where they are, not having to catch up. Okay, what happened? Explain that again. Mm-hmm. Well, why did that happen? What about this? You don't have to ask those questions because you already know.
No, and there's no like, whoa, where did this come from?
Why didn't you tell me? Well, because you sleep in the other room.
Exactly, because you've been on the same page and you're continuing to say yes to this person who's been there, but yet they've evolved and they've grown and they've changed. Another thing, a study actually showed that creates long-term satisfaction. In 2022, a marriage study was done, found couples who embrace each other's evolution report significantly higher marital satisfaction after 20 years than couples who resist change.
Ooh, see, I love change.
I know you love change. I don't love change all the time.
You don't.
I can
have
be somewhat resistant
you
to it,
me.
But I married you, and I'm okay with the change.
You run the business the way you want to, handsome.
But
I'm gonna live our best life over here at our house.
And I love that.
When you come home, the bedroom might be the living room, and the kitchen might be in the bathroom. You never know.
Things might be on the ceiling. Who knows? But I think that's
I'm
really.
I'm gonna do that one day just because you keep saying that.
Please don't. But I think this really shows, because what usually happens after 20 years of marriage, well, a lot of people, especially if they have children younger in the marriage, 20 years, kids are becoming out of the house. And to be able to.
That's when people are realizing they're just roommates.
Exactly. Like,
they don't have anything in common, because now that their kids are out, we don't have travel ball this weekend. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we could go to the grocery store.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do.
But if you've constantly embraced the change and said, I do to your spouse every different season they're in, and saying, I'm going to be with you through this no matter what, at the end of it, when your kids do move out, it's not so what's been going on with you for the last 20 years? Mm-hmm. You've been there every single step of the way.
That also tells me that when they are together, even if the kids are around, they don't sneak kisses. They don't slap each other on the booty. There's no little love taps.
No, listen, if you're not slapping each other's butts, you got something to work on.
Now, we had to stop for a minute.
Yeah, but it's back in full force.
Well, yes.
I'm making up for lost time.
Our son no longer slaps him on the butt. Dad did it. I'm like, Matthew, you have to stop slapping me on the butt. Because our son's doing it, and he's 4, and it's weird.
Well, you've even grown and evolved there. Like, if I don't get a good one, you're like, get your tail back here.
You better do that
right.
again. You can't walk away with
like that sucked.
Weak butt slap.
And then get a good one. You're like, ooh, that was good.
And the kids, they do this weird clap thing. Like, they clap until they get that sound that they want.
That perfect sound, yeah.
And sometimes even like you get that sound when you get a good slap, and the kids will go, "Woo! I heard that one," and we don't think anything of it.
No.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. That was most certainly a good one. One last thing that it does is helps the benefits of all this and saying I do. The intimacy is so much better. The sex becomes so much better whenever you're on the same page.
Why were you clapping like this?
Because I'm passionate about it.
You're passionate about sex.
Yes, I most certainly am. Why would I not be?
I'm not mad about that one.
Why would I not be? Like I said, it's like fine wine. You just get better and better and better and better every single time. I think this growth is part of that. This being in tune with each other is a part of all of that. It makes it so much better. And people are going to experience the exact same thing.
And when you continue to do all of these things and stay involved and communicate, sex doesn't stop.
No.
It shouldn't.
No, it should never stop.
I feel like growing up, we always thought that once you hit 40, it was like over the hill. So when you reach that certain age, you just don't, people don't have sex anymore. It just doesn't work. It's not supposed to happen.
That it was always kind of the belief, but
as a kid growing up, that's just what I thought.
I'm just going to be honest.
That
as we've hit 40,
biggest lie I've ever heard.
I mean, there's more of it. It's better. It's more intense. I mean, you're doing things that I never even imagined.
Don't be telling people about our bedroom talk.
We'll cut that out. But it just gets better and better and better. And I love it. But that's a huge benefit of saying I do over and over and over again. It just gets better. Every aspect of your marriage gets so much better. But you will get met with roadblocks if you're not careful.
Roadblocks?
You can get met with roadblocks whenever you're trying this, especially if this has not been just some resistance maybe from your spouse. If this has not been something you've normally done, when you're having the conversations, when you're celebrating the milestones, when you're having the annual check-ins, you could get some roadblocks, or there could even be some fear on your side. One thing that they say is you could have fear of losing control, thinking, if they change, what does that mean for me? If they change, what's going to happen? Solution, focus on the curiosity side, not the control side.
I like that. I am a person who likes to be, I guess, in control. I guess in control is a bad way. I like to be able to control what I can control. And if I cannot control something or a situation, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got to know where my exit is at all times. Where they are, how many they are. My back will not be to a door.
Nope.
And how many people it's going to take me to knock out to get my people out that door. That's just...
That is. But as far as the relationship
the control
side goes,
part of that just sounds very, very negative.
It does. Well, and there are some people in some relationships, and it goes both ways. Both the husband and the wife have this overbearing want and need where I'm going to control her and I'm going to control him. And if I don't accept his changes and their growth, I may not be able to control this person and otherwise manipulate this person I've been doing for so long. And I may lose some of that control, being able to be the puppet master and steer my spouse however I want to benefit my needs. And again, that's not a healthy marriage at all. So stay curious.
That just makes me think of all the people that get married even though they're not equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, that's just, we're going to sweep that under the rug because I'm going to be able to change that person.
Yeah, and you can't.
I'm going to be able to change that person. How do you know that they don't have the same mindset about you?
Exactly. You don't.
All the girls are like, oh, I'm going to change him.
And I'm telling you right now.
What you going to change, girl?
Men and women, you ain't. It's not going to happen. Don't get stuck in nostalgia traps. We talked about kind of reminiscing, but don't get stuck into that, I'm going to miss this old version of them that I preferred, this old version. It's normal to reminisce, but don't let that stop you from loving the current version of who you have married. I mean, there are old parts of our lives that I do love, and there's some great parts of it, and we continue to carry those on, and we reminisce about it, we talk about it, and we laugh about it, and we have fun about it. But again, this version of us is so much better. We're much more healthy. Mm-hmm. We're much better. We're just better people. We're better together. We can't get stuck in those traps. And really the last roadblock is unrealistic expectations. These expectations
about that a lot.
That you're not the person I married.
Well,
I'm going to be honest. We should hope that the person that we married 20 years down the road is not the same person.
Yeah.
Because we should hope.
Could you imagine me right now still the stupid 24-year-old you married?
No. I mean, can you imagine the same thing? No.
It would have been a divorce.
Absolutely it would be. But
a long time ago. It's like, is this guy ever going to grow up?
Yeah.
Is she ever going to grow up? I mean, even people closest to us would have been like, I don't see this person changing. This might not be the best situation for you.
Yeah, but we change, we evolve. Don't expect for the person that you're marrying. Like if you're getting married next week, they're not going to be the same person in 20 years, and you should celebrate that. Because if you are equally yoked and you are for each other and you are two becoming one, you're going to be so much further down the road than you ever even could have imagined, and so much better than you were 20 years ago when you first got married. I mean, you're going to be better professionally, financially, as a parent, as a couple, spiritually. You're hoping for all that you've grown to unbelievable lengths just to be a better human being, to be what God has called you to be.
I mean, I could not imagine still being the insecure 15-year-old girl that you met in 1999.
No.
I don't even remember who she is.
No, she's still in there.
I mean, she physically here, but I couldn't imagine being terrified walking down the street, somebody else looking at you and thinking, "Oh, great, he's going to go after her now."
Yep, he's gonna leave, and now your confidence level's through the bloody roof, and I love every second about it.
And I don't know what happened. I know what happened.
Another podcast for another day. But so say I do to multiple people. Yes, absolutely you do, because your spouse is going to change. They're going to grow. You want them to change. You want them to grow for the better, and you are there to help them along that path.
What's your favorite, I guess, personality or which person have you said I do to that you do the most, like you love the most?
The current one.
Aw.
The absolute
you're just saying
current
that
one.
because you're just...
No, because it's true. I love where we are right now. And I know we'll be in a different spot in 10 years. And
we better be.
I can imagine that
I better be spending our summers in Boston.
I hope so. But I can only imagine that 10 years from now, it's going to be more than I can even imagine than what it is now.
10 years, our kids will be 23 and 21.
They will be. And life will look completely different. But
what?
I'm so confident in where we are now that it is going to blow our minds where we are then. And we'll look back and we'll thank God for all the blessings and all the things and for the challenges he put us along the way to be able to grow to the point where we are then. I'm fully expectant of it. So challenge for people who aren't doing this, go ahead and start, schedule a State of the Union. Mm-hmm. Where are we now? What's going on? Where are we now? This can only be healthy for you. And it's only going to be healthy for your marriage and for you guys to grow together. And you could look back, if you haven't done this, you could look back at that moment being a defining moment in your relationship, to look back 5 years from then and be like, man, that changed the game for us. I promise it would make things every bit better.
I like it.
Any final thoughts?
I just pray that people put that into focus.
Put it into focus.
Because I've married a lot of Matthew Powers.
And they've been okay.
I've loved every single one of them.
Good. Good. All right, let's get out of here. Okay. God, we love you. We are so thankful for all that you do. God, thank you for this platform. 100 episodes is just wild and crazy, and it is only because of you. And God, as long as you want to keep doing it, we'll do 100 more or even more. It's up to you what that looks like. And God, we just pray for people's marriages, their relationships, that this idea of marrying multiple people, that people are going to evolve and change and grow over time, that God, you have been in control of all of it. We just pray people look to you through it all. Whenever things are challenging, when they are unsure and there's uncertainty, to just look towards you and be the beacon of light for people to chase. And you're going to be the one who leads them and grows them. And people will look back and see all your goodness, all your glory through it all, and be able to continue to point people to you and point to you anytime that they need you, and be thankful for what you have done in their lives. God, we thank you for that. We pray for every single couple, every single person who is in a relationship, who's not a relationship, that they can just find you because you are the most important relationship that we have. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Play ball.